Hello, David.
Hello, James.
You're right.
Saying I'm nervous about this call is an understatement.
Really? Why?
That sounded really sarcastic. There's two reasons. The first being, I have very, very mixed feelings about this film,
Okay.
which I don't think is going to go down too well.
Right.
And the other being that you have told me that you are very drunk.
I'm not very drunk. I just had a bit of alcohol.
When do we start worrying about you, James?
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you had the... I've been watching your streams lately, and I've been going back, and on pretty much all of them, you're like, gonna get a Jägermeister and a Red Bull.
Well, it's just to get through the evening. It's helpful.
That's really worrying to hear, James. That is not the least bit reassuring. What's the matter with you?
It's fine. It's
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not going to push you. You're grown
I've
up.
had some San Miguel this evening. It's
Have a go. How many pints have you had?
4 bottles. Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot for you, James.
Yeah. It is a bit. But it's fine.
I know. Well,
But
I'm
looking
going to
forward to
need
this.
your help because I've got a lot of questions about this film.
Oh dear.
I've got. You've watched it recently, right?
I have. Yeah. I mean, I watched it about 2 weeks ago. I think it was. Yeah.
Do you really like this film, James?
Yeah, I
first
do
question.
actually.
Fuck.
I don't think I like it as much as the first Captain America one,
I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the first
but
one.
I do like it. I do like it. There's bits in this film that are some of my favourite bits in the whole Marveldom.
Really? Oh, please
Yeah.
point them out as we go through it, because there's bits in
Okay.
this film that might be some of the worst bits I've seen in a Marvel film.
No.
Yeah. Drunk James sounded a bit like Arnold
Well, no.
Schwarzenegger then.
The other thing about this,
God.
the other thing, before we begin,
Okay.
I want to apologise to you for how violent this film is, because it's very violent.
It wasn't this. I didn't think this was particularly. It's not as bad as the others.
No, but there's a lot of murdering of people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But like, it's not as graphic as, say, the exploding people in Iron Man 3. Not as graphic as Loki taking out someone's eyeball. I think there's
it's
been
not.
much more violent films than this. But okay, I started my notes. And I should also point out as well, I almost watched this for a second time this week.
Really?
Yeah, because
You liked it that much?
No, it felt like I was missing something.
Right,
Like,
okay.
and also I was pretty shattered when I watched this last week. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Right. Okay. Let's just get into it. Right. Okay. Because I've started my notes. Good evening, everyone. I don't know why. I started my notes like that, but there you go.
Good evening.
I would say this. I think this film opens superbly. The scene where he's running around doing his
Yeah.
laps, and he kept
on your
going
left.
on your left. I was proper laughing at that. Thought that was really funny every time he did it. On your left. I thought that was really good. Really like his little book of things he's missed while he's been frozen.
Did you pause it? Because I paused it, obviously.
We
to have a
didn't
look.
pause it, no, but
Yeah.
Harry pointed out that Star Wars was on there, and he was very happy about that. What was
Star Wars was on there. Nirvana was on there.
Nirvana was on there,
It's like
yeah.
Nirvana brackets band. Like,
Yeah, what was the Marvin Gaye, wasn't it? Was the
yeah,
recommendation?
Marvin
they
Gaye
wrote
was on
down
there as well.
very
There
good.
was a whole load of things which were pretty funny.
We get to see Black Widow. I've just put God, I love her. Can't even remember what she was doing, but Black Widow is.
That was in the car. Yeah, she's
She's just the best, and I love Black Widow so much. But there's more about her later on. Harry's first comment of the night was this: "The graphics in Marvel is really good," and I put, "That's an odd thing for an 8-year-old boy to say, isn't it?" Mm-hmm. That's a bit of a weird one, but at least he's recognising that a lot of what you're seeing on screen isn't real.
Yeah, but that's really, I don't know. You see, Asher did this the other day, and like we were watching something, and he was like, "Look, it's green screen. You can see like that." And I was like, "Come on, man! Like, don't! You're ruining
Don't ruin
it."
it for me.
Yeah, come on.
You know too much. You've been watching too many of those YouTubers that break it down.
Yeah, it's like, please don't do that. I just want to enjoy this. It's not my favourite Avenger. Yeah, go on.
Roger's kicking some serious ass here as he infiltrates the ship. So yeah, I mean this whole infiltration scene was great. I thought where they were getting onto the boat, even the stuff where Black Widow was going off and doing her own thing, and she's just so brutal in this. Like how she's taking people out. It's absolutely class, is what I've written from her here.
I know she's. I mean, she was like shooting people, like stabbing people, the whole thing. It was
also it really reminded me of 2 video games. This scene.
Oh, yeah.
What were they? Come on, James.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
What else was set on a ship? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Super Mario Sunshine. No, Rainbow Six. Just any Rainbow Six game, basically. The way they're all zip wiring in, and then there's one scene where they take everyone out really quickly, isn't it?
Yeah,
they take a whole room of people out really quick. It was like pure Rainbow Six vibes off of that. It feels like a video game, is what I'm trying to say, James. And I don't know if you've noticed, I'm quite the fan of the old video games.
Well, me too as well, but is that a good thing or not?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I like stuff like that. I'm fine with it. Right, just out of thought, isn't it a bit weird that the strongest and rarest metal was just given to Rogers, just like that? No other consideration. Just let him have it, make a shield out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep saying that. It's addressed later.
Oh really?
Later.
What? Hold on. What do you mean?
That's addressed later.
The fact that they just gave him the rarest metal of all, like, in the history of the world.
There's reasons. There are reasons. There's reasons.
Oh, this is the time travel thing I assume that you're talking about, because there's definitely time travel in this. We know that, right? Because there's a bit where Tony Stark finds his shield in his lab. I haven't forgotten, James. I know you haven't forgotten. I know. Not forgotten.
There's all sorts of stuff that's going to become clearer in about 4 or 5 films' time.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Right, okay, okay, fine.
Imagine if this was over years. It's even worse.
I bet. Okay, Black Widow trying to save some stuff for S.H.I.E.L.D. off of the ship or something is what I've written down. Okay, it's just a little plot point that I thought I needed to note down. I think Rogers is being a little bit pissy here. Not really a problem that other people in his team are doing different things, is it?
Yeah, he gets a bit annoyed, doesn't he? He's like, why aren't we all on the same page?
Well, why don't I know? Shut up, Rogers. You're not the boss. You've only just woken up. You think you should fucking run things now, do you?
Look, at least he's not doing a whole California man thing. Because that doesn't happen in this film.
No, but what's that got to do with the fact that he's going, but I wanted to know what's going on. Shut up.
Because he feels that he's the captain of the whole,
but he's
whatever's
not
going
the
on.
captain. He was called a captain originally as a fucking joke. He's not really a captain.
He is. He's Cap. He's Captain America, you know?
Yeah, he was called Captain America when it was a propaganda thing.
Yeah. But he's still in charge of stuff.
It's a so. What's he in charge of, James?
The Avengers sometimes.
No, he's not. He's not in charge of the Avengers at all.
He kind of is.
No, he isn't.
All right, he's not. But he's a member. Look, yeah,
he's a member of the Avengers.
He is a member of the Avengers.
I would say Black Widow is higher up than him. How about that?
Really?
Yes, she's been in it longer.
Yeah, but he's better than she is.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Okay,
she is clearly better than he is in every way.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
Come on.
Every way. She's a better character, James. How about that?
I don't agree.
No, you don't agree, but we can all agree that Captain America is not in charge of the Avengers, as you seem to have put it.
He's a senior member of the Avengers.
I don't even agree with that. He's only been around for 2 years, James.
No, but he's had all that experience in World War II and stuff.
That was a long time ago.
And he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart.
That doesn't mean shit.
It does. It means everything.
Well, clearly it doesn't, because Nick Fury doesn't trust him, does he?
Well, no, he just doesn't. He just doesn't want to reveal every aspect of the operation.
Would you say Nick Fury is like in charge of the Avengers?
I think no. I don't know.
Brilliant. So you're telling me on this podcast that you have literally said on this podcast, James, that Captain America is in charge of the Avengers and then Nick Fury is not in charge of the Avengers. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, Nick Fury guides the Avengers and stuff.
Right.
But you see, I'd say that there's two people in charge of the Avengers.
Go on.
It's Captain America
No, it's
and
not.
Tony Stark.
Where are you getting that from?
From the next film that we're going to see soon,
but
you'll
we've
see.
not... You're a fucking idiot.
There's a little film that you don't know about yet that's called Captain America Civil War. You'll see.
Captain America's gig takes charge.
You'll see.
It's
You'll
called
see.
Captain and
you're
Iron
going to
Man.
eat your words.
No, but you can't say that, James, because it hasn't happened yet. Why the fuck are you telling me
he's in charge. He's still in charge.
He's not in charge by this point at all. No way. Nick Fury is more in charge than he is. That's why Nick Fury is quite happy for Black Widow to know exactly what's going on and for Captain America to just know a bit of what's going on because he doesn't trust him. All right? Jesus, James.
You might have a point there, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You think?
Yeah, he didn't really trust him, did he?
No, of course he didn't trust him. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only known him for a couple of years, James. Right. Harry just asked, what does SHIELD stand for? James?
Oh, I don't remember.
James? Try and guess. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Do not look it up yet. James, do not look it up.
All right.
Have a guess first.
Strategic homeland. International.
Wait, hold on. Strategic homeland international
espionage. What begins with L? No, not lawyers.
Go on. Should we go with lawyers?
Okay, lawyers.
Defence.
Defence.
Right, now you can look it up.
Okay, let's have a look. So it's Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage and Law Enforcement. I wasn't close. I got two of them right, though.
Strategic Homeland International Espionage Lawyers Defence. That's what you said, James.
Come on, so it's Supreme Headquarters, International Espionage and Law Enforcement Division. So I got International Espionage right, though.
Yeah, Strategic Homeland International Espionage Lawyers Defence.
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
It doesn't.
It makes no sense.
No, but that is... I mean, if you're listening to these calls and you're enjoying these calls, please tweet that out. Just that. Just don't explain it. Just tweet out the words Strategic Homeland International Espionage Lawyers Defence. That's all you got to tweet. That's it, please.
I won't remember it.
I know. Right, okay. Project Insight is pretty dope, is what I've written down. Loads of... What was it? It was like 3 spacecraft that don't need to come down.
It's 3 carriers that don't need to come down and they can just target anything on Earth, basically. Any people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right, okay. There's something that happens with those things that made me laugh so hard in this film, James. Okay. That I cannot wait to get to that bit, but we'll hold off. Roger's going to his own museum. That's a bit weird.
Okay, that was cool. Come on, that was nice. That it's like welcome back, Captain America, and all that kind of stuff.
He was just walking around.
I know, but come on, he's like walking around with his little baseball cap on.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, no one's going to notice me.
The boy did. That little boy did.
I know, but then he winked at him, didn't he?
He did, and then said shush, which was a bit creepy, James, wasn't it?
Oh, come on, that was a nice moment.
He's not Father Christmas on Christmas Eve. Fucking little.
He's better. He's Captain America.
Wink and a shush. Fucking dickhead. Right, okay.
He's not a dickhead.
Who's the narrator in the museum? I really recognise that voice.
I don't know. I mean, Stan Lee was in it later, wasn't he? But
it's definitely not him. Okay, well, someone will let me know. And then I put, he's gone to see his ex. That's why he was in the museum, to see a video of his ex. I put, surely you can get this on DVD or something. Like, he's working for one of the biggest...
YouTube.
Yeah, just YouTube. Why has he got to turn up? Risk, like, showing up at his own fucking museum just to see a little video of the girl that he fancied when he was in World War II. Like, what?
I mean, obviously, he turned up so then you could see all that stuff, so then later on he can pick up the suit again and everyone will be like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Well, there's that. And I put, wait, what? She's alive and old and that, and she married one of the men he saved. That's This is complicated, isn't it? That's a complicated. If they were on Facebook, James, their relationship status would be complicated. I'd have thought. Yeah,
definitely.
It's complicated.
I'll tell you what, as well. The makeup on that was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, great, was it?
She didn't look good.
Didn't look like an old lady, did she?
It didn't look like an old lady. Just looked odd.
She looked like she was baking a cake and sneezed in the bowl, and it all went over her face.
You're saying it's like Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, okay. Nick Fury seems to have locked his own USB key. Oh, did he forget his password and that?
I'll tell you what, there was some weird stuff with that USB key, which don't make any sense.
Yeah, we'll get to it. That USB key was fucking terrible, James. Like, there was so... I think up until this point, this has been a very good film. I think this is where it really starts to crumble a little bit, right? From this point on, we'll get that. For starters, my next notable comment was Secretary Pierce wears a wig, I reckon. Because it's one of those characters where the hair looks about an inch above the scalp. Do you know what I mean?
It's Robert Redford. He was brilliant.
I don't know if he was.
I think he was brilliant. I really enjoyed his character. I thought it was great.
All right. I put, only if you could get... Oh, right, okay. Yeah, this was a good line, but he said, only if you could get Iron Man's a shark for my niece's birthday party. And didn't he say something like, and I'm not just talking like a flyby.
Yeah, he was like...
He's got to mingle.
He's got to mingle, yeah.
Mingle. Yeah, that was good. That was a good line. Okay, right. Fake police ambush Fury. Right, you're going to have to explain this.
That was a brilliant scene, that whole thing with the fake police.
Brilliant.
I love that.
It was brilliant up to a point. Okay, so we're going to get to this. Fake police ambushing Fury. Fury's car gun is dope as fuck, to be fair. Yeah. I wonder how many humans he's killed here.
And that's the thing. That's what I mean about the big... Yeah. It's quite violent.
It was like the end of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it? You see the end of Breaking Bad. Fury just went pure water white. Right, okay. Harry said, you know, when the car was just doing all this mad shit, like saying, oh, the windows are 2% compromised. Harry said, that must be an expensive car, says Harry. I said, do you think, mate? Do you think? Yeah. Right. Is this New York getting bad again? It's not, is it? It's Washington.
It is Washington, yeah. It's not New York.
Okay. Yeah. The car crashes in this are fucking fantastic. Yeah, all the cars crashes. Right, okay. This is it, James.
Go on.
Car flips over.
Yeah.
Nick Fury looks done for. The police, fake police, slowly go up to the car. And this is my quote. What the fuck has just happened? Did Fury just cut a hole in the ground?
Yeah.
Where to, though? What just happened in capitals?
That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Because it's
the fact that they didn't even go in after him.
So you got the Winter Soldier, like, obviously blows up his car, flips over, and then he's like, okay, well, he's surely done for at this point, because how's he going to get away? And then he ignites some sort of lighter or something.
Yep.
There's a bit of flashing or whatever, and then he goes in, and it's like, okay, where's he gone? And there's no
explanation, is there?
There's no, but it happens later again, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. It does. I'll get to it, boy. I mean, that was terrible. That was terrible.
I mean, the only thing I can think is that they were really struggling to think how they could get him out of that. Without,
I know. Don't put him in there then. Don't put him in that situation. Or think of a better way. Because cutting a hole in the ground that other people look at and say, well, I couldn't possibly go in there. Like,
and also, that's the thing, because if he cut that hole in the ground, right, and he's just gone through it, surely he's not that far away still. So why not just flip the car over?
Why not flip the car over, go down the hole? Yeah. Why don't you just crawl in and go down the hole? Why? Yeah. How the fuck do you burn through the top of a car and concrete and like not kill yourself when you're directly on top of it?
I'm with you there. This bit didn't make much sense. I mean, they could have done all sorts of things to get him out.
I know, absolutely shocking, and I can't believe they do it again later. Okay, why is Rogers living in an apartment block? Why would that ever happen?
Why not? Why wouldn't he? Where else is he going to live?
Somewhere a little bit more secluded. You don't put a superhero in an apartment block.
Why not? He's just blending in, isn't he?
Blending in.
He just wants to live.
There's only so much blending in you can do.
He just wants to live a normal life.
Yeah, live a normal life in a nice house. You don't need to live in an apartment block.
Where's the money coming for that?
From the fucking... Are you fucking mad, James? S.H.I.E.L.D. are creating spaceships that can stay in the air forever. They can buy him a little house.
Yeah, but he's still... Okay, but he still has to earn a wage, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he works for S.H.I.E.L.D., doesn't he? The fucking most...
Yeah, but that probably doesn't stretch to much more than an apartment. I mean...
You're having a fucking laugh. You're having a laugh. Do you think Nick Fury lives in an apartment?
Probably.
I bet he fucking doesn't, James.
I bet he does.
I bet he lives somewhere underground now. I bet he could just carve into the... Well, I bet that we'll get to S.H.I.E.L.D. later. Fucking hell, James, you're an idiot.
No, right. What's wrong with him living in an apartment? I thought that was terrible. Quite nice.
No, it's awful. He wouldn't do it. I'm Captain America. I've got my own museum. Isn't he owning anything from that museum?
No, I don't think so.
Fucking should do.
I was reading actually about that, about like where does his money come from, and they're like, it's probably all the back pay as well that he got from like being in the war and stuff.
Museum, also the museum, also he works for S.H.I.E.L.D. I bet he's fucking raking it in.
No, I don't think he gets money from the museum because that's like, I mean,
how do you not get money from the museum? Your face is everywhere.
Because I'm sure he signed away the rights, didn't he, when he signed up?
What?
Okay, so when he signed up for the army, he must have signed away his image rights.
Is that? I mean, if anyone's in the military, can you please let James know that you don't sign away your image rights when you sign up?
He must have done, no, because he was doing propaganda work for them, so maybe he just signed away his image rights.
James, you're really fucking reaching there.
I think he signed away his image rights.
Okay.
Right. I don't think he's that rich. And he's living in a reasonably nice apartment.
Then why is he doing this?
No. Actually, no, this makes complete sense as to why he's living in that apartment.
Go on.
Because there's that other agent, isn't there, like living across the road from him or whatever, or, in another apartment, something, whatever.
Which is weird as well.
Yeah, but that's because it was Nick Fury set that up. That's why Nick Fury set him up there.
Yeah, but what if he goes, Nick, I ain't living here. This is fucking weird, mate.
He doesn't know. He comes from like 1940 or whatever. He probably thinks it's amazing.
Also, doesn't Captain America say, well, according to James Farley, I'm your boss, Nick. So you don't tell me where to live. I should be telling you where to live, right?
No, because he's okay. So
it's explained in a film later.
And stuff.
It's explained in a film you'll see in a few months. It's all explained.
He deals with the logistics of stuff, whereas Captain America deals with the shooting of stuff.
Right. Okay. All right. Interesting. I mean that's a great point of view there. Fury now shot twice in the chest. Has anyone in these films been as bad as he has?
How do you mean by bad?
No, battered.
Oh, battered. Okay.
No one's been as bad as him. He's been shot.
He has got.
He's been crushed. He's done all sorts. Poor Nick Fury.
He famously fell out of a helicopter.
Famously jumped out of a helicopter as it was like a foot above ground, so survived the fall. Apparently.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Love the scenes where Rogers is just running through shit. That never fails. This is the bit where he's just like running along through apartment blocks, right?
Do you know, I was watching this with Asher at the time, and when he does those things, like those little like crashing into the walls and stuff and like jumping off the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And then Asher was like, that's just showing off. It's like he's like he doesn't need to do that.
Just go down the stairs.
Yeah, exactly. He was like he doesn't need to do that. Like he's just showing off.
It's true. It actually makes you more visible, isn't it? Because you could just see you jump in between the buildings. Whereas if you went down the fire escape, they'd be like, well, where the fuck is he?
Yeah.
Good point, Asher. Right, okay. It's weird. It kind of feels like this film is all a dream at the moment. Mm-hmm. What with Fury just melting into the floor and the lady in the hallway being asked to protect Fury. It's being asked to protect Captain America. This is all a bit weird. It really did feel like I was like, is this going to turn out to be all a dream?
No, but it wasn't that though, was it? It's not that it's weird. It's that the fact that it's all like nobody's supposed to trust anybody. It's supposed to be like a spy film. That's the whole thing.
But they take that too far. And let me get there. Right, Fury dead. Shit, man. Did not see that coming. These deaths feel really powerful, don't they? Don't they, James? We will get to it. I'm not fucking happy. USB in the vending machine. What's that all about?
Yeah, okay. This is the thing that when I watched this back, I just thought that made no sense whatsoever.
What was it all about?
Well, I think the whole point was that he didn't want to get caught with that USB drive on him, right? So, but then why would you put it in a vending machine?
Made no sense.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It was so fucking terrible.
There are so many places you could put something rather than in a machine that people
do an Edward Norton and fucking eat it.
It's exactly. Yeah, just do that.
It was
pretty big.
Fucking eat it.
It was pretty massive. This one was.
Yeah, which is weird because this is set way after those events. So
it was a special USB stick, though, wasn't it?
Is it? Why?
I don't know.
Because it was locked.
Because it was big.
Okay. Bad mouthing Nick Fury now, are you, Wigman? What's his name again? What did you say? Pierce.
Yes, Pierce, yeah.
No way do I believe he was selling SHIELD info to the bad guys, is what I've read. Okay.
You don't think so, no?
No, I do not believe that. Did Wigman just threaten Captain America? Is he having a fucking laugh? Right, so this is when Wigman says that he's now a fugitive, right? Because this was all a bit weird. Just because he didn't say what Nick Fury said in the apartment.
Yeah, he says he didn't say anything or whatever to me, and then he's just like, obviously Pierce knew that he was lying, about this, and then he's just
Okay, whatever. I'll let that slide, that one. But yeah, no, SHIELD are completely corrupt now. They've been compromised. They're a fucking total mess of an organisation is where we're at with this. Yeah. Which I thought was interesting. I thought SHIELD was going to be a long running thing, but I don't know how SHIELD comes back from this, basically. Which I find really interesting, so that's cool. Sweaty man in the lift.
Oh, come on. Right, okay. Before we start this, right? Yeah. This is one of my favourite scenes in the entire franchise.
It's very good. I love it. The scene in the lift is fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Did you have a really icky feeling watching it? Did you have a really icky feeling watching it this time round, though?
How do you mean?
It just made me feel like the COVID was floating around that lift.
No, not really. I wasn't bothered.
I still get that feeling. I watched that scene. There was too many people in that lift, and I was uncomfortable.
And there was people sweating.
Yeah, when one of them was sweating, I was like, "Ugh."
But come on, the bit when he's just like, before we begin, and then it's just like, does anyone want to get off? And it was just, I just love that scene. It was so good.
It was a good scene. Yeah. It was a good scene. And I've put, actually, while this was going on, I wrote down, God, I love Captain America.
See, he's so good in this bit. Yeah,
in this bit, yeah. In fact, actually, that's bullshit. Captain America was good throughout this film, right?
Yeah.
It's other stuff that I'm pissed off with. Is this really all because Captain America won't tell him why Fury's in the apartment? We covered that. The council looked like a collection of estate agents. So this is like the first time we see the council, right? We've seen them on video calls before, but not like walking about and that. And they just look like a bunch of people in suits, like ordinary
and they always
people.
got Jim Robinson from Neighbours, because he's always plays that character.
It's the way that their suits don't really fit right and they don't look stylish. They just look like estate agents. Right. James.
Go on.
Here we go. I think this is where I get really angry with this film. Mm-hmm. Why are they in an Apple store trying to decrypt the data, James?
I don't know, actually.
Did you not question that when you were watching it?
Not really, because they were on the run, weren't they? But I don't know why they would turn up in an Apple store to do that.
Like, you could just pop a USB key into a computer in the Apple store.
Yeah.
Like, that would
you
be...
can. You can do that.
I'm pretty sure they've been locked down, right?
No, you can do that.
Well, you could just whack in a fucking USB key to...
Yeah.
Right, okay, firstly, that's insane. Secondly, why are two Avengers in an Apple store decrypting data on one of the laptops that are just out there?
They were on the run. Where else were they supposed to go?
Yeah, you're right. Straight to an Apple store.
It's called hiding in plain sight, David.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. They nailed the Apple Store staff person, though, to be fair. Whatever in. After kiss, so this is where they kiss on the escalator going down. You still uncomfortable? Not the word I would use. What word would you use, Captain America? Hard? Is that what you'd use? What? What was the joke here? It was weird. That line was weird. You still uncomfortable? Not the word I'd use. Well, what was he...
What was it?
What was it then, Captain America? I was sitting there just going, what are you trying to say, Captain America? Mm. I came. Is that what... Is that damp? No, what Captain America? What word were you referring to in that scene? Because
also, that's only the second girl he's ever kissed, I think. No, third. It must be the third one.
Why are you counting? How many?
No, I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about, what he's been up to.
Why are you thinking about how many? Why are you thinking that?
I've just been wondering what he's been up to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Not that it matters, but,
These two actors are nailing this relationship, aren't they? Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson are fucking great, is what I've written. I think... I don't know much about actors and any of that nonsense, especially names. I'm terrible with names. I don't know much about Scarlett Johansson, although... Hold on. Scarlett Johansson plays the mum in Jojo Rabbit, right?
Yes, she does. Yes.
She is incredible in that film, so I shouldn't be surprised that she's incredible in this as well. Mm-hmm. But she's brilliant in this. Chris Evans is brilliant in this. They really work together. I thought this was all the stuff between those two was done really well, which is refreshing considering how many of the relationships are fucking terrible in these films. Okay,
yeah,
this is a good one. Black Widow was born the same year as me. Thought I'd mention that. 1984. Boom.
Really?
Yeah, it says a year of birth, 1984.
Older than her.
Of course you are, James. You're older than half the human race.
That's not nice.
It's true. But it's true. Right. Wait. So have I got this right? Right, okay, so this is skipping way ahead. So they find the data on the USB, points them to a bunker, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a shield bunker.
Yeah.
And it's been, abandoned, right?
Yep.
So I get in there, and I put, wait, so have I got this right? Toby Jones worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. after the war, then set up a unit of spies within S.H.I.E.L.D. This is all very weird.
Yes, that's basically what it is. So what it is that Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow actually mentions Operation Paperclip, which is...
I don't remember that. What was that?
Okay.
Operation Paperclip.
No, because Operation Paperclip's real. This is something that happened. And what it is that after the war, the Allies and also Soviet Union, basically tried to get whatever they could out of Germany, in terms of technology.
Right.
They transferred everything that they could get their hands on, out of the country, and that was part of Operation Paperclip on the Allies side. And one of the things that happened with that was that loads of scientists that were German Nazi scientists or whatever were transferred to America to work on programs in.
Really? That happened? I did not know that happened.
Absolutely, it happened. The American rocketry program and everything was mostly former Germans and stuff Germans that were running it. It was
So okay, hold on. So, but just to put this in to perspective, these are not people Nazis that are high up.
Yes, this is one of the reasons why there's a lot of moral issues with this, seriously.
Gotcha.
And and there's a lot of ethical issues as well, because some of these people, they were actual Nazis and stuff, but they weren't pardoned, but they were given positions, of authority as well, in America, for running these programs and for developing scientific stuff. There's loads of books written on this. Seriously, it's
No, I didn't. I've never heard any of this. Obviously, I believe you. I'm not sitting there going no.
Yeah, so that's why. See, when I was watching this is why for me this bit was quite cool, because it's this idea of Operation Paperclip, which was, as I said, was real. The idea that Armin Zola is one of those people is fascinating.
Okay.
The idea that he could have and then he's basically gone over there and then used it to further Hydra. That's what he's done.
Okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Okay, that explains that. I'm happy with that explanation. Mm-hmm. Okay. Blimey, Pierce killed that woman for just seeing who the Winter Soldier was.
That was rough, wasn't it?
I don't even remember that, but I remember it being a bit brutal.
No, it was that. It was his housekeeper or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She just comes in and he just kills her for literally no reason.
Yeah.
That was weird, that.
No, it's because what happened was so the Winter Soldier was in there with him, but she didn't see him. And then she went off out, and then she came back. She was like, I've forgotten my keys. And she came in and then saw the Winter Soldier.
Right.
And then Pierce was just like, I wish you hadn't done that. And then shot her because he was like, you can't see who this guy is, basically.
Well, okay, fine. Yeah. Still. Shandlin again being the slimy bastard. Obviously, this is... What's he called in this? Senator Stern or something?
Yeah.
Wait, what is going on now? Firstly, Rogers beating that suit up was satisfying, as was Black Widow kicking him from the roof. Right, okay, so there's the guy on top of the roof, do you remember?
Yeah, it's the guy who's actually Hydra, but is pretending to be that he's like a S.H.I.E.L.D. person.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they kick him off the roof, and then I've put in capitals, where did that wing backpack come from, though?
Okay, well, that's Falcon's thing, because that's... Right.
So. Here's right now. Please remember that I don't know anyone, and I am watching these films for the first time. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't even know there was a Falcon in this film, but this is the guy from the start of the film, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes,
and
it's the guy they went to. It's the guy that they went to when they were on the run.
That's right. They went to him when he was on the run. There was no indication that he had a fucking wing backpack.
No, because what happened was they had so Captain America asked him, like, what do you do? Like, what's your thing in the services? Because he was obviously, like, he said, like, he was a soldier and that he'd been, and then he said that he'd been in, like, the Air Force, like, and he was involved in that.
Right.
But then he didn't give detail as to what specifically he was doing in the Air Force. And then it turns out that actually he was involved.
He had a wing backpack.
No, because it turns out he was part of this program that was for this new technology, which is what that is.
Does it turn out? When does it turn out?
Because well, no, it turns out then. That's when you find out.
I know. But imagine me, right? Imagine
me. Confusing.
Right, okay, put yourself in my shoes. I don't know any of these people, right, from previous works or anything. Yeah. I don't know their names, I don't know anything. I am seeing that character for the first time who seems to be a sort of friend of Rogers, right? Yeah. That's about it. He works in the military, sort of a friend of Rogers. You see him at the start of the film, then you see him when they go and visit him. Yeah. Not really much is said out of the ordinary. The next time you see him, he's swooping down with a backpack with massive metal wings flying out of it, saving someone's life and bringing them up to the top of the roof again. Don't you think that's a bit of a, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
not really, because
there's no build-up to it at all.
No, there is, because you've already established that there's this relationship there. You've already established the fact that he's been in the military, but he's a bit evasive as to what he's been doing, you know, as part of that.
No and then it's way, James. The next step is not superhero.
He's not a superhero. That's the whole thing.
But he's got a fucking wing backpack.
Yeah, he's got a wing backpack, but he's not a superhero.
Right, okay. Is Iron Man a superhero?
No, not in the sense that he's enhanced or anything like that.
So the only superhero we've seen in these films so far is
Hulk, Captain America,
and Thor. The rest are just normal people, is that what
they're normal people, yeah, okay. That's right.
So I can expect any person that I come across in these films to just suddenly go, "Whoa, I've got spring boots." What? Yeah, I've got spring boots. I'm going to jump up to the fucking moon.
That's the whole thing of, like, a lot of comic book superheroes, though, is this idea that it's the everyman. It can be anybody, and they can become this.
But you should have some build-up to it.
There was build-up.
Okay, when he's lapping him round the thing, shouldn't he have just gone, let me go and get my backpack and see if you can fucking run fast enough?
No, because it's classified technology, wasn't it?
Fuck off, James. Fuck off. I don't know, man. Give me some hint. Like, I think if I'd have known that he was the Falcon from watching, like, at the start of the film, I'd think, oh yeah, fucking great. But because I didn't, it was totally baffling, that bit. Totally baffling.
Well, he is the Falcon.
Okay, he's the Falcon, right? Yeah. And he's got a backpack with wings. Okay, fine.
Yeah. And machine guns.
Machine guns. Yeah. Jesus, the Winter Soldier is brutal as fuck, isn't he? I thought the Winter Soldier was great. We haven't spoken about the Winter Soldier much. We'll get to the reveal, but like I thought, so up to this point, I thought the Winter Soldier was really good. Really sort of intimidating figure. Didn't know much about him. I like the fact that we knew fuck all about him. Mm-hmm. It was really good.
So can I? Okay, no, forget it.
Go on.
No, because we'll get to the reveal. So
okay. Yeah. Another Harry quote here. Wow, this Winter Soldier does not give up. So it's obviously the determination of the Winter Soldier there impressing my son. Right. It's just hit me now how much of this film is Rogers and not Captain America. We've barely seen any classic Captain America in this, and honestly, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, you don't really see him in the suit, like, or anything hardly at all.
He's barely in it. No, he's he's Rogers in this film. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What's his first name? Keith.
Steve.
Keith Rogers.
It's Keith Rogers.
Keith Rogers sounds like an old school rocker. Right. It's weird to have a villain in these films without his full backstory explained before he even does anything. Right, okay, that's true. Usually we see when we have villains in these films, we know fucking everything about them before they even do anything. Here, the main villain just turns up, which is good. James, mm-hmm. I'm for that.
You were fine with that, yeah?
Yeah. This fight between Winter Soldier and Captain America is fucking excellent. The fighting between the two of them is always good. But now we see him with his mask off. And then this is what I put. Oh, he just looks like a lead singer from a pub band. And then I put,
you're kind of right about that. I mean,
it doesn't look like, I don't think he looks that intimidating with a mask off. But then I put Bucky. What? Oh, he doesn't know who Bucky is either. I don't know what I've written there.
Yeah, that doesn't understand to be.
So Bucky is his friend from way back. He doesn't know who Oh, what I was trying to say is Bucky doesn't know who Captain America is either. Yeah. So he's clearly Rogers recognised Bucky, but Bucky doesn't recognise Roger, is what I was trying to put. I just think I put everything in the wrong place. What do I think about this twist? I'm not sure.
I know, you see, the thing is, right, did you know before? Did you have any clue that that's who the Winter Soldier was?
No. Why would I?
Well, because he looks like him. But then also...
What do you mean? He's got a fucking mask on, James.
I know, but also the other thing about this is that it's completely understandable also because Bucky, in the first film, although he was like a reasonably important part of that film, he wasn't like a major thing in that film, I didn't feel. Like in the first film.
I thought he was significant. I thought he was a significant character. I like the idea of him becoming a villain that's turned against him, right? I like that core idea. There's part of me that just thinks, why?
What do you mean?
Why did they choose him to keep alive all this time and, become the Winter Soldier?
Well, he was taken by the Soviets. And the Soviets
I get that. Right, no, I understand that. But he's not anything significant, is he?
No.
So why have they chosen him to keep him alive for so long and spend all this money turning him into...
That's the thing, why this guy? Why not just some random guy from the Soviet Union?
Yeah, why not anyone else? Why have they chosen? I don't know.
I mean, that's purely just for plot reasons, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. So although I like the idea that Bucky is now, fighting against Captain America, and I like the tie back, I just don't think it's very well explained, and I think I've got to get over it. But, whatever.
I mean, also... See, the thing is with this film is it doesn't really go into the whole of that in like a big way either, like what happened to him and all that kind of thing. Again, that happens later. You'll see there's more detail later.
But the way I see this is the first of 3 big reveals that I think this is the best of the 3, but it still sits within a camp of where I think the film goes way wrong, right?
It's one of those things, isn't it, where it's like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. It's kind of like
it doesn't make sense, but I'm okay to overlook it, right? Yeah, it feels a bit lazy, right? Okay. Yeah. Captured by S.H.I.E.L.D., saved by someone. Honestly, there's a few too many gotcha moments here, I think. Then my very next my very next note is, what? Fury is alive? What the fuck? This might be getting a tad too much, to be honest.
This is the whole faking his own death thing. Oh, isn't it?
I slowed my heart down to 1 beat a minute. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Come on, you must have been pleased to see he was still alive, though, because he's a brilliant character.
It. Didn't want him to die, right? Yeah. Was pretty upset that he died. Yeah. Next time he dies, I'm sure he'll die at some point, right? And I'm going to look at that and go, he's not dead. Mm-hmm. Because you've done this... Twice, I think, Fury's been pronounced dead. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. There was a moment where he looked like he was... That was it. He was shot at the start of the Avengers film, wasn't he?
But the thing is... Yeah, that's true. The thing is that in general, though, these films don't do that like very much. It's quite rare for this to happen.
Okay.
Because this is one. I know that this is one of those points that always irritates you.
It's happened twice in this film.
Yeah, I know it's happened twice in this film, but in general, though, most people that are dead stay dead.
I get that, but twice in this film, we watched a guy fall from a we watched a guy fall from a train 50 years ago, and now he's up walking about. And we watched a guy get shot twice in the chest, die on an operating table, and he's still about. So twice in this film is not a great. It's not a great ratio, is it?
It was there to service the plot.
Okay. All right. Okay. Why does Pierce think he's such a bad boy slapping the Winter Soldier in the face? I was like, Pierce is such a fucking nothing. And he goes around slapping people like that in the face. Like, proper Will Smith. Stan Lee cameo. Fucking hell, people would have forgotten about that by the time we put this podcast out, wouldn't they? It'd be proper old news. What's that Will Smith reference? For the record, if you're listening now, literally a few days ago, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock in the face. So that's how long ago we recorded these, right? Okay. I shouldn't date these because people get angry at that. Right. Stan Lee cameo. Museum security guard. He can't act for shit, can he? Also, why did Rogers get that one? I don't know what that means.
I don't know, because also it's like, it's a bit rubbish, that one as well.
He got that, the costume?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picked the worst one.
Yeah.
Why did he get that one? Right, okay, the big standoff between S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra is class. Everyone's shooting each other and that. So that's like whatever. Okay, James, I'm about to get angry again. You ready?
Yep.
Black Widow was the councilwoman. Okay, yeah. There are too many we surprised you moments in this film. It is fucking mad. Like, and not only that, the reveal is appalling.
Oh, you mean when she takes her face off?
Oh, it's so... Sorry, is it digital or is it rubber? What are we doing here? What is it? You can't
It was
press
a bit weird, though, wasn't it?
That makes it go mesh and then pretend to sort of take it off your face. What was that?
Well, you can, and she did.
James, you can admit that some of this film is shit, right?
Yeah, of course I can. And that was also... I didn't have a massive problem with that bit.
In films time.
I didn't have a massive problem with this bit. I thought it was all right.
Why, though? Why was she suddenly her?
Because she'd infiltrated the whole thing, hadn't she? That was the whole point.
There's no fucking build-up to it, James. At this point, anything could happen. At this point, Nick Fury could flip up his little eye patch and he's the Hulk. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you're way overreacting.
I'm not, right? Okay.
You are.
If it's one of these three things, then fine. But I mean, if you think, what were the three things? There was...
Okay, so the Bucky reveal. Nick Fury being alive. And then... and Black Widow
if it's one of those three,
the council.
You can overlook it. But all three of them, at this point, I just thought, this is Wonderland. This is way too harsh. I was just like... there needs to be something... I don't want to feel like anything can fucking happen.
But that's the whole thing, though, because this was supposed to be like a spy thriller.
Which is fine, but spy thrillers set these things up.
No, they don't. This sort of thing happens all the time. Have you ever watched any of those Mission Impossible films?
Oh, James.
What?
Is that what you're calling on to defend this?
Yeah. That kind of stuff happens in Mission Impossible all the time. You know, it's just like sudden reveals and all that kind of stuff.
I seriously, if Pierce had turned around and gone, but I'm Thor, like I'd have gone, okay.
You're reaching too much with this.
I'm not fucking reaching too much, James.
You are.
Nick Fury can slow his heart down to 1 beat a minute. Come on. Like, so much of this film is good.
He was going undercover.
So much of this film is good. It didn't need this many wee twists in it. Like, this is not a bad film. I'm not slating this film. These reveals I thought were terrible. I like this film and I've got time for it and I want to watch it again, right? Because I feel that maybe I wasn't in the best mood. But also, there are way too many weird plot twists in this that just I don't think work, James.
See, I don't see the biggest problem. Okay, the only one that I think doesn't really work is maybe the Black Widow one. Like, I mean, it looks bad. Like, the whole thing looked bad. It looked bad, but then it also made sense. What she was trying to achieve made sense, and the Nick Fury thing works. Like, it has to be there for the film to work.
Yeah, I can overlook the Nick Fury thing. I think it's the build-up. I think that we've had too many of them, and then the Black Widow thing happened, and I was like, well, all bets are off then. You know me, I like to have some form of logic when watching these films. And when it just goes, well, that's just all the rules are out the fucking window now. Like,
it's not doing that. Where
is doing that, James.
Where?
So, what? Right, okay. Let me ask you, how does Black Widow look like the councilwoman?
Because she's using that mesh thing on her face.
What's the mesh thing, James?
I don't know.
Exactly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So anyone could just fucking look like anything in these films now.
But no, you can. The thing is, right, as soon as you start saying that, you can say that about literally anything in any of these films. Of like, how does that work? Loads of the stuff, it's fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantasy, but in this, you're literally saying anyone in any of these films can look like someone else because of a mesh thing. Like, take, for example, the thing in Tony Stark's chest.
She's a spy.
It doesn't mean... It's that only she can use the mesh.
No, I'm saying that she has the technology or whatever that S.H.I.E.L.D.'s developed because she's a spy.
Look at the weird thing in Tony Stark's chest, right? Yeah. Right.
You weren't happy about that
It's
either.
Fucking nonsense, right? But only Tony can use it. And they gave a shit excuse for it, but only Tony can... Right, like, I get it, okay? There's something behind that. Here, it's a mesh thing that makes you could just completely look like someone else. I'm not on board with that, James.
But this is not something which is just like... This sort of thing happens all the time in these sorts of films.
Okay.
I think you're being too harsh.
I don't think I am. What do you think about that? Next comment is, oh my, we got to see Nick Fury's dodgy eye.
Yeah.
That's about it. America versus Winter Part 2. Right, okay. So this is the bit that made me laugh a lot, James.
Mm-hmm.
You know the scene where they're setting up the initiative to wipe out part of America? I can't remember what part of America. They did this...
Basically all the liberals. Yeah. That was the thing, yeah.
Right. They did this amazing thing where they showed zoomed-in satellite images that they were looking at, and it was of the most ridiculous shit. Like, the bit where the father and the son are playing baseball in the baseball field.
Yeah.
Of all the things they're looking at to blow up, and they zoom into that.
Well, no, because it was people, wasn't it? It's like it was people that were, the wrong type of people or whatever they were going for.
I know, but it was just to really drum home, innocent people are going to die here.
Yeah, of course.
Here's a father and son just throwing a baseball around, and then it zooms out, and I was just
they're not going to do like,
look,
it's some guy in his basement wanking, are they? It's
not one or the other. It was just a bit like, you might as well just... It was the whole, a bus of nuns thing. You could have zoomed in on that. You know what I mean? Like a baby duck following its mummy. Duck, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we're going to blow up.
Someone's sitting there picking their nose.
Yeah, it's like a puppy, a little puppy. Yeah, we're gonna kill these guys now. It's like, it was a bit like, fucking hell. We get it. You're blowing up people. That's fine. Right. Anyway. Fury shot Pierce, brutal. You're my friend, you're my mission. That was a good line. Mm-hmm. So that was between Captain America and Winter Soldier there.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier then saves Captain America, drags him out of the water or something, and then just walks off. Yeah. Captain America back in hospital, and that's kind of the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
So I've put... this was a very strange film. It does a lot of cool things that I like for sure, but I think it tries to do a little bit too much. It's packed with characters, like far too many, I think.
Do you know, originally also they were going to put in like Hawkeye and all these other people as well. And they were like, no, it's too many.
Yeah, Hawkeye, no, Hawkeye now, please. Let's go a few films without him, please. I don't feel like I've really enjoyed this. More spent most of the film trying to work out where everyone is and what they're doing. Harry, however, gave it a 9 out of 10.
Well, that's pretty good. That's better than Thor: The Dark World.
It was. He said his favourite part was the big fight. And then I said, what big fight? And then he just said again, the big fight.
Is that the big fight, Dad?
Yeah. Before we get onto post-credits, I've been quite critical of this film. Let me make this clear. This is better than Thor: The Dark World.
Oh, right? Absolutely. There's no
without
contest
a shadow of a doubt.
Right. Them, yeah.
I think I'm being incredibly harsh because I loved the first one so much. Like, I think the first Captain America film is one of my favourites that I've seen so far. Yeah, it's kind of,
in terms of MCU films, I think it's kind of perfect, really.
I don't think this lives up to that film. And I think it. I suppose I'm being overly harsh on it because I think after watching the first half of the film, I was like, fuck, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And the constant gotcha moments really started making me go, I'd rather you have more action and less, oh, didn't see that coming, did you?
You see, you don't like twists, do you?
I like twists. I like twists. I do. But I prefer one big twist than loads of little, hey? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't want to hear the director behind the camera going,
this will get him.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, it's like, okay, I get it. Just have one. If it was just the Bucky thing, great. Maybe if it was the Bucky and the Nick Fury thing, although I thought the Nick Fury thing was shit. Like, even if he just disappeared and then showed up later, that would have been okay. But the fact that we saw him die on a fucking operating table, and he was like, slowed my heart down, 1 beat a minute, lads, you know, what's the problem?
He cheated medical science, Dave.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But like, I think what's really exciting about this film is the ramifications of everything that's happened, right? So you've got S.H.I.E.L.D. is now non-existent, which is huge. Nick Fury is now technically dead, to the world. That's huge. The fact that Bucky's out there, that's huge. I think what this sets off is quite a few good things. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with this. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. not being about anymore is a big thing. Although I assume they're not about anymore. It's not really gone into. But you would imagine that it's probably all been shut down from this point. But who knows? Who knows? James knows.
This all plays into particularly the next Avengers film. This all plays into. So
right, okay. So post-credit time. Didn't really understand it.
How do you mean?
It's just twins, is it? But one's really fast and one can make things float. Am I supposed to know who they are?
No, not yet. This is because what this is hinting at, like, this is like a Hydra lab, obviously,
right?
But then Hydra's done as well, like, because of all of this. But then these people are still doing experiments. They're still trying to, harness powers they probably shouldn't be and stuff like that. And one of the examples of that is these two, who you'll see later, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. And that was it. That was.
One of them is one of the best characters as well, as you'll see. She's great.
All right. That was the Winter Soldier. I'm really I was a little bit let down by the final third of the film. That's my assessment, James.
But overall, it's still. I mean, I really like this film. Like, I really like it. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's still in terms of all the films we've seen with this, in terms of all the MCU films, it's one of the better ones. I think it really is.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Come
on, okay? Think about, come on, Dave. Like, we've watched Thor: The Dark World, which was really not very good.
But what I was hoping is there's going to be better ones. Hold on,
there are better ones.
Hold on, let me look at my list. Here's where I sit at the moment. Should we just have a little check-in on where I'm at with my films?
Go on.
Right, so where would I put this? I would put this.
So we've got this is the ninth one, right?
I would probably put this. Hold on. Maybe I've seen some more that I haven't. What was the one before this? For the Dark World.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Was that the first one of the? No. Right. Okay. Right. Let me just. I just need to write these down. So let me put that there.
We can wait.
Cheers. What was it? Winter Man.
It's the Winter Man's, yeah.
It's the Winter Man. Right, okay, here we go. So, this is from worst to best.
Go on.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Thor, The Dark World.
Yeah.
Thor.
Okay.
Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, The Winter Soldier.
Uh-huh.
Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Assemble.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America First Avenger.
See, I pretty much agree with that list, actually.
But you're saying Captain America Winter Soldier is like the one of the better ones.
It is. Well, yeah, no, but it's still in the top. It's in the top echelons of that list you just did.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah. But I'm expecting some better films though.
Yeah. Well, the
James.
next one you got is a banger. So
yeah. What's next, James?
You got Guardians of the Galaxy next.
We are so excited in this flat.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. Harry's up for it. I'm up for it. Joe's up for it. She wants to watch this one. We're really looking forward to this one. So I hope it is not shit.
It's not shit. This is. I told you this is one of the ones that I saw without knowing anything about any of these films at all. That I went and saw it with Chen, and we both came out like that was really good. That was really good.
We watched a trailer, and it was that was good enough. We really like that. Yeah, bang up for this film. So this is one of the ones that made me want to do this because, as I said, played the game, love the characters. Looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it.
I think we've got 3 good ones coming now. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy, we've got Avengers: Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man, which is they're 3 good ones.
I'm surprised Ant-Man's seen as a good one because from the outside, I thought Ant-Man was shit. And everyone thought Ant-Man was shit, and they were taking a piss at that point. But apparently not. So good. Because I love Paul Rudd. I've told you before. I've got a thing for Paul Rudd. I love him. So I'm looking forward to. I love Paul Rudd. That's all I'm going to say.
I love Steve Rogers, but yeah.
Okay, I'll catch you next week then.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Later, mate.
See ya.
Bye.